My name is Dr. David Benversi. I'd like to share with you the most effective ways that I found to help relieve the pain and symptoms associated with sciatica. Now, we basically use three main therapies in our office to help out with sciatica, and those three therapies used by themselves are very effective, but when we use all three of them together, it really helps speed up that recovery process. Now, the three therapies are the chiropractic adjustment, electrical muscle stimulation, and also active release. Now, with the chiropractic adjustment, there are two main things that we're going to be looking at down in the lower part of the back that we're going to be trying to affect with the chiropractic adjustment. The first one is going to be helping out with the spinal nerves when they're first coming out of the back, and making sure that those nerves are having enough room and able to function where they need to that way. And secondly, with our chiropractic adjustment, we're going to be trying to more or less relieve anything that might be pushing on that nerve when it's first coming out of the spinal cord or the back in that area, such as a disc or possibly even a joint or the bones in those areas as well. Then moving on to the electrical muscle stimulation, that's going to help out in three very distinct ways for the sciatica in the lower part of the back as well. And those three things are going to be, it's going to be reducing the amount of pain, it's going to reduce the muscle spasm or the muscle tightness down there, and it's also going to help with the inflammation as well. With regards to the pain, when we're applying the electrical muscle stimulation, we're going to be applying a very low current electrical stimulation through that area, which basically acts as a nerve block to that area. So any type of pain signals that were coming out of that area are typically reduced or even eliminated altogether. The next thing we're looking at is the muscle tightness, the muscle spasm. And again, when we're applying that mild electrical current through those muscles a lot of times will relax and loosen up and allow you to be pain-free and help out with that. And lastly, with the electrical muscle stimulation is the inflammation. Now, when we put the electrical stimulation on there, it has a pulsing effect. So what that pulsation does, it basically acts as a mechanical effect where it will help almost pull the inflammation out of that area and effectively help clear some of that inflammation out of that area completely. Then when we move on to the active release, we're more or less looking at the sciatic nerve itself when it starts to go down the back part or the posterior part of your leg. And a lot of times we see a scar tissue or a buildup of collagen where your sciatic nerve is supposed to be able to slide over a couple muscles. And if the most cases we see, there's a little bit of scar tissue, a little bit of glue that basically holds that muscle and that sciatic nerve together. So if you try and move your leg, you're basically tugging on that nerve, which in effect causes some pain and some inflammation in that area. So what we do with that technique is we more or less apply a little bit of a pressure below that sciatic nerve, and we assist you or have you go through your range of motion or bring your leg up, and then help break up that scar tissue and make sure that that nerve is actually floating and moving independently from that muscle and not necessarily glued or stuck to that muscle in that lower part of the back and into the leg. Now, when people are talking about their sciatica and the pain that they had beforehand and what we relieve, a lot of times they'll tell us that they had a reduction in the amount of pain that they're having in the lower part of the back and into the leg. They're going to tell us that they have an increase in range of motion, and they also have a decrease in the muscle tightness or the muscle spasms in that area. And in addition to that, with those nerves that are coming down the back part of the leg, a lot of those nerves go down even further and can help out with things such as numbness or tingling into the feet, or burning or pain that goes down into the leg even further than that lower back as well. So with that being said, if we can help reduce those, a lot of times people will tell us that they're able to work and do things that they haven't been able to do pain-free for such a long period of time. And with work, they're able to work for longer periods of time, they're able to stand for longer periods of time, they're able to sit for longer periods of time, whatever their job might entail. With regards to their lifestyle, with their activities of daily living, they're able to move around much better, they're able to get in and out of their tub, they're able to get their clothes on, they're able to put their shoes on, tie their shoes, which are things that they probably weren't able to do beforehand. And lastly, they're experiencing much better sleep at night, and they're able to fall asleep and stay asleep and get much more restful sleep throughout the night as well. Now, if you're experiencing pain, we'd love to help. Give our office a call at 618-519-9334.